She was called the next Steve Jobs. At 30, she was the world's youngest self-made female billionaire, worth $4.5 billion. Her company was valued at $9 billion. Investors threw money at her. Presidents praised her. There was just one problem. The product at the center of it all, the thing that made her a billionaire, didn't work. None of it was real. This is the story of Theranos, and how a Stanford dropout in a black turtleneck built a $9 billion empire on a lie. In 2003, a 19-year-old named Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford. She had one obsessive idea. She was terrified of needles, and she believed she could change medicine forever. Her pitch was simple and revolutionary. Instead of drawing vials of blood with a needle, what if a single drop from a finger prick could run hundreds of medical tests? Cheaper, faster, painless. It could put a lab in every home and pharmacy in America. It was the kind of idea that changes the world. She named her company Theranos, and she sold that vision with total, unshakable conviction. She lowered her voice to a deep baritone. She wore black turtlenecks like her idol, Steve Jobs, and Silicon Valley fell in love. The heart of Theranos was a device called the Edison, a sleek black box that Holmes claimed could run any blood test from that single drop. Behind closed doors, there was a problem nobody outside knew about. The Edison didn't work. Its results were unreliable, sometimes dangerously wrong. So Theranos did something staggering. When investors and partners came to watch a demo, the company faked it. They ran the blood on ordinary commercial machines from other companies and hid them in the back room. The employees who raised concerns were ignored, isolated, or fired. Theranos became a fortress of secrecy, with lawyers ready to crush anyone who spoke. On the surface, a revolution. Underneath, a lie that was growing too big to control. None of that stopped the money. Theranos raised more than $900 million. Its board was a who's who of American power. Former secretaries of state, generals, billionaires. In 2014, the company hit a valuation of $9 billion. Then came the deal that put it everywhere, a partnership with Walgreens to place Theranos blood testing centers inside pharmacies across the country. Real patients, real people were now getting real medical results from machines that didn't work. That was the moment the fraud stopped being just about money. It became about people's health, and it was about to unravel. The cracks came from the inside. Employees, horrified by what they saw, began to speak, quietly at great personal risk. One of them reached a Wall Street Journal reporter named John Carreyrou. In October 2015, Carreyrou published the story that broke everything open. The technology didn't work, and Theranos had been hiding it. Holmes went on television and denied it all, calling it the work of jealous enemies. But the truth was out, and regulators started digging. What they found ended the company. Theranos labs were a danger to patients. The Edison was a fraud. The $9 billion valuation evaporated to nothing. Zero. Theranos collapsed. By 2018, the company was dissolved. The investors lost nearly everything. And Elizabeth Holmes was charged with massive fraud. In January 2022, a jury found her guilty on 4 counts of defrauding investors. She was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. The next Steve Jobs traded her black turtleneck for a prison uniform. So how did so many smart, powerful people get fooled for so long? Because Theranos sold something more powerful than technology. A story everyone wanted to believe. A young genius, a world-changing idea, the next Apple. The vision was so seductive that no one wanted to check whether it was real. That's the lesson. The most dangerous lies aren't the small ones. They're the ones that sound exactly like the future we're hoping for. If you want more stories like this, subscribe. There are plenty more where billions vanished into thin air.